Here we will see primary key constraint in SQL Server. The primary key constraint uniquely identifies each record in a table. It enforces data integrity. Primary keys must contain unique values and cannot contain null values. A table can have only one primary key, and in the table, this primary key can consist of single or multiple columns. When a primary key defined on one column or the combination of multiple columns, it is known as composite primary key. If the primary key consists of only one column, you can use primary key constraint as a column constraint. General syntax is create table, table name, and then column name with data type and primary key constraint. For example, create table person1, then field id of data type integer, and we'll declare it as primary key, and then first name and last name with varchar 50. In case the primary key has two or more columns, you must use the primary key constraint as a table constraint. General syntax is create table, table name, then columns, column 1, column 2, and then constraint with constraint name, primary key, and the number of columns on which we are going to add the primary key constraint. For example, create table person1, then fields id as integer, first name, last name, and email as a varchar, and we'll add the constraint as constraint employees pk, primary key, and id and email. We can use the alter statement to add a primary key in an existing table. General syntax is alter table, table name, then add constraint with constraint name, primary key, and the number of columns. For example, alter table person1, add constraint, constraint name as employees pk, primary key, and id. If we are using the alter statement to add a primary key to a column, make sure that the primary key columns are declared as not null. Otherwise, it will generate an error. You can drop a primary key in SQL Server using alter table statement. General syntax is alter table, table name, then drop constraint and constraint name. For example, alter table person1 and drop constraint employees pk, which is a constraint that we have created. We can create a primary key with SQL Server Management Studio also. For this, open the Object Explorer window, then right click the table to which you are going to add a primary constraint and click Design. In Table Designer, click the row selector for the database column that we are going to define as a primary key, and if you want to select multiple columns, hold Ctrl key while you click the row selector for the other columns. Then right click the row selector for the column and select Set Primary Key. If you want to redefine the primary key, any relationships to the existing primary key must be deleted before the new primary key can be created. A message will warn you that existing relationship will be automatically deleted as a part of this process. A primary key column is identified by a primary key symbol in its row selector. If a primary key consists of more than one column, duplicate values are allowed in one column, but each combination of values from all the columns in the primary key must be unique. Difference between unique key and primary key is both the unique and primary key constraints guarantees data uniqueness. However, we should use unique instead of primary key when we want to guarantee the uniqueness of a column or a set of columns that aren't primary key columns. The main difference among them is the primary key identifies each record in the table and the unique key prevents duplicate entries in a column except for null values. A table cannot have more than one primary key in a relational database, but it can have multiple unique keys. A primary key column cannot have null values. However, a unique key column can have the null values, although only one null value per table is allowed. And a primary key should be unique, but a unique key cannot necessarily be the primary key. Here we will see SQL commands for primary key. First we will use database project 1. To define a primary key, first we will create a table person1 with field id of type integer and we will define it as primary key. Then first name varchar 50 and last name varchar 50, and then we will execute this command. It will create table person1. To check it, we will refresh this table column. Here table is created and id is defined as primary key with not null. Then we will create another table with two primary keys by adding primary key constraint. So create table person1, with field ID as integer, first name as varchar 50, last name as varchar 50 and email as varchar 50, and then we'll add primary key constraint as constraint name. I will give person pk as a primary key, then primary key, and we'll give the field ID and email. Then we'll execute this. For this we'll select this command and we will execute. It will create another table person1. We'll refresh this and we'll check person1 table is created. Here ID and email are two columns are generated as primary key. Now we'll see adding primary key to existing table. For this we'll create another table person2 with field ID as int not null, comma first name as varchar 50 not null, comma last name varchar 50 not null. Here we will give table and we will execute this. It will create another table person2. Now we will add constraint to this table. So alter table person2, add constraint person2 primary key, then primary key for the field ID. Now we will execute this command. Here primary key ID is, so in the table ID field is set as a primary key. Now to drop the constraint we will use again alter table person2, drop constraint person2 pk, and we will execute this command. It will drop the constraint. For this we will refresh this and we will check person2 table. Here primary key is removed from the column ID. Now we will add a primary key using SQL Server Management Studio. For this we will add new table. We will add some fields. Now make this ID field as a primary key. Select the field, then right click and select set as primary key. It will create ID as a primary key. To remove the primary key, again select this and select remove primary key. It will remove the primary key from the table.